Since, growing up as Bear Clan, my mother is half Mi'kmaq, half Mohawk. My grandmother's Mohawk on our side, so it's like I'm a cross between the two. They're from New Brunswick, we're from Kahnawake over here. So, having those two types of, variations of culture there, and then the clash between the traditional and the Catholic side of it, it was kind of interesting. And essentially because, growing up so close to Montreal, this major metropolis, we had a lot more kind of, I guess you could say, opportunities and benefits to that, because, I never learned French growing up at all. The first time I was exposed to French was maybe going to the mall with my mother, and I'm like, oh, what's this language? I don't understand people talking. And then I was only exposed to it in grade 5 in elementary school, because I never needed it. I didn't know anybody that spoke French, and, I didn't have friends. I went to school in Kahnawake. That's all I was exposed to. And then when I got to high school, that's when I started realizing, oh my God, there's a world outside of my little safe community.
Yes. Today we have a very special guest on the Nick and Jimmy Show, the #1 radio station, 92.5 The Beat, the #1 announcer in Montreal on the radio right now, the one and only Jeremy White.
Just marry me already. Jeez.
Let's do it.
What that intro? God. What's going on? This
Thank
is
you
cool.
for your time, Jeremy.
Thanks for having me. It's exciting. It's so weird to be interviewed it's to be on the opposite side of the microphone, because I'm so used to interviewing people, but now I'm being interviewed, so it's kind of weird. Yeah, well, I like it though. It's good. It's good weird.
Well, thank you for being here. Obviously, you could have been anywhere else.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you decided to give us your time, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
And, we really want to hear your story.
Nice.
Where you come from. So.
Contrary to rumor, they really do want to hear my story.
And that's not only us. Many people watching this video right now.
Yes, right. Hi, people. Nice. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, guys. It's exciting. So, fire away.
Why and how the radio industry?
Yeah, it's funny, man. Radio is it's a brutal industry. I don't recommend it for the faint of heart. It's so hard to get into, and there's not a lot of jobs, and maintaining that popularity and employment at that point is also really tough and intense and really stressful. I don't sleep a lot because of it. It's a tough, brutal industry. I don't recommend it for a lot of people. And I'm making it sound really bad and not glamorous, but it.
But why don't you recommend it?
Well, only because I'll put it to you like this. Okay, we look at it from a perspective of radio and showbiz and entertainment. You either have it or you don't, and it's not something that necessarily can be taught. There's a lot of people that go to school, go to university, go to these courses, spend all this money, get into so much student debt, and then they don't get a job at the end of it because they're either just not good enough, or it's not necessarily about having the drive and the passion and
well prepared, maybe.
No, it's not. It's not even that. It's really just the old saying, personality goes a long way. And you either I've always looked at it like you either have it or you don't. It really makes or breaks a lot of people in this industry. Even when it comes to TV, if it comes to podcasting, you could have a podcast about the coolest thing in the world, but if I can't connect to you on a one-on-one level, I'm not going to listen, and I'm not going to care. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing about radio, aside from the business aspect of it and the behind the scenes kind of thing, the actual thing that is on the air on a daily basis and on social media and the public persona, the shtick, so to say, it's, you either have it or you don't, and it's not something that can be taught. So, people that go to school and then they're pissed because I went to school and I did all this schooling and, I can't get a job. Well, what can I tell you?
So
some people do it, some people can do it, some people can't,
It's like in anything, let's say, right?
Yeah, you can be as qualified as you want, but you know what? If you suck, you suck. That's what it comes down to.
So in this type of business, it takes more talent than discipline, you would say?
100%. Okay. Yeah. I'm the least qualified person for the job that I'm doing. I never went to CEGEP. I never went to college or university. I don't have a university. I don't have a degree in communications. I don't have a radio school graduation certificate. Because a lot of the time, that diploma is not worth the paper it's printed on. At the end of the day, if you can do it, you're going to do it.
Let's say in the next, obviously, I'm pretty sure you have a vision. Where do you see yourself in the next, let's say, 2 to 5 years or even 10 years? What's your end goal?
Yeah, well, it's funny because, I've at such a young age and this early in my career, I've had so many opportunities come my way. I've turned down other radio stations in, bigger markets and different things just because the opportunity wasn't right at the time. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be right, at some point in the future. But, at the place I'm at right now, working, for the Beat 92.5, it's the best. It's really the best. I worked for our competing company over here, and it was just awful. I really have no ambitions of working there anytime soon. I prefer not to say names. But the company, Cogeco Media, are just so great, and the team, they just get it. They know how to treat talent. They know how to influence talent. They know how to give us the resources to do the best job we possibly can, and they listen, and they're open-minded. And when I come to them with an idea, I say, hey, I want to do this, and 90% of the time they're like, yeah, let's do it. So I work with a really supportive team that really understands me at this point. And when you're working with people that get you, it's the best thing in the world.
Yes.
Because it opens the doors for so many creative avenues and different ideas and brainstormings, and it makes it for a non-toxic kind of relationship as well, because you just get each other.
So you're saying being around the right people is key.
100%. You really want to surround yourself with the right people, because
association.
Yeah. Because you know what? If you're dealing with people that you can't stand on a daily basis, it just creates a toxic environment, and it's not going to get you any further.
Like we mentioned a couple of times in multiple interviews, the crabs in the bucket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, completely. You really just, like I said, you're working part of a team to reach a common goal, be the best you could possibly be, make the radio station millions of dollars in the process, and that's it. You really want to make the thing the best it could possibly be. Even with the show, the fact that you guys invest in, nice lights, and you really got to care. And I find that at the Beat, we all genuinely care about what we do and the place we work. So, and the thing with me is that I'm only at the studio maybe 2 hours a day. I do majority of my, a good 80% of my job is done from my home studio in Kahnawake. So,
I'm sure a lot of people don't even know that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's, I might be on the air, not to pull the curtain, kind of thing, but, I'm only there, 2 hours a day kind of thing. Everything else is done from my home studio. So, and they also, that's the other thing, they give me the opportunity to do that, So, major part of the work that I do is really the writing of the show, and producing the show behind the scenes, and creating video content for the show, and editing videos, and a lot these days it's not necessarily just about radio and the broadcast, even though that's what the preferred medium is, and that's how it's measured and we make our money. People are still trying to figure out how to monetize video and monetize social media. Facebook's kind of getting to that point where you're selling their ads and stuff like that, but who knows what it's going to be in 6 months.
Who knows?
It's constantly being changed, and somebody's always innovating some way. So at the radio station we're getting big on videos. I do this show at night called the Jeremy White Show Extra, which is an extension of the show, which, not to pull the curtain again, but that's all pre-recorded, and the benefit to that is that you get to perfect it. As much as I enjoy doing the live radio show, still the show is still live, but it's live to tape, kind of like Jimmy Fallon or Stephen Colbert. It's live to tape. The show is still done live, but it's pre-recorded. This way we can go in, just like this show. Yeah, we tweak a few things, make sure it's sounding right.
Like Jimmy show.
Exactly. Yeah. You really, especially in 2018 when the standards are so high.
Yeah.
But when I do my live show, it's equally as great as the pre-recorded show, if not better, because I'm there, I'm in the zone, I'm feeling it, I'm in the trenches, kind of thing.
Yes.
But that's the other thing. I've just been doing this for so long that I'm comfortable doing either or.
Second nature.
Yeah, 100%. The live show where I just go on and throw a caller on, do a contest kind of thing. I do it in my sleep now. It's more the personality kind of driven radio, where you're trying to connect with an audience genuinely on a one-on-one kind of level. It's that kind of thing. So having that opportunity to do all that pre-production work from home and then go and kind of perform it. I'm essentially a performer, but I'm also a writer. So 80% of the job, 90% of it is being prepared and writing it. Performing it is,
Do you ever have any companies trying to hire you for your voice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Broadcasting.
Yeah, well, so the funny thing is that, because I have my home studio, The Beat isn't the only radio station I work for. I work for another radio station totally out there in Oman, in the Middle East. I'm on a radio station over there called High FM. It's right in Muscat, Oman. Yeah, where Avicii died, like, not long ago. The joke is that he was listening to my radio show and he died, but yeah, terrible joke. Too soon? But yeah, so I'm on in Oman. And I do all that from my home studio at home. It's great. The station's a really hot top 40 CHR UK American sounding station. Wow. And yeah, it's really cool. It's very different from what I do at The Beat. The Beat's a more hot AC, rhythmic, older, female leaning audience. That's the other thing, The Beat and all these radio stations, we have so much market research and that goes into these things that it's like, we know exactly who we're talking to, who they are, where they live, what their name is. Sometimes we talk to this fictional person named Jennifer, who's 40 years old, she has 2 kids, and that kind of thing, and it's a whole thing. So when we go on the air, it's all well written and well thought out, and it's strategically, every single word is well thought out because people's attention spans and different things, and even aside from that, there's even different technical aspects that go along with it that I can't really get into because I can't explain it in layman's terms. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just going, "Hi everybody, it's the radio. Here's music from Shawn Mendes." Yeah, it's really, and when you're going on, you're trying to. Essentially, I'm a salesperson. I'm essentially doing sales. I'm on the air selling to you a lifestyle, selling you music, selling you contests. Say I'm giving away a trip to Jamaica. Okay, I'm not just gonna go on the air and be like, see, I can't even come up with a bad sales pitch because I'm just so used to selling it a certain way. But I wouldn't be, hey, win yourself a trip to Jamaica today on the show. No, you want to paint a picture for them. Just be like, hey, listen, I know you had a really hectic day at work. Picture yourself laying on the beach, pina colada in your hand, hot guys walking by in a really creepy Speedo. He's looking at you. That could be you, laying on the beach, Jamaica. Your trip tomorrow morning, 8:20. Escape this cold winter in Montreal. You're gonna be there. You're gonna love it. It sounds a lot better.
Sales, yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to paint a picture for them. You're trying to, you don't want to go on the air and be like, oh, how about that sunset today? You want to paint a picture for them. Man, the sunset in Montreal is beautiful tonight. It's almost like a tangerine sky.
You're painting.
Yeah.
Vision.
Yeah.
You're good at getting people to visualize.
Exactly. It's theater of the mind. It's radio isn't visual. It's audio. So you're targeting the person that's in the car or doing dishes at home, that kind of thing. So, or people working in the office during the day. But like I said, it's also transcending the medium now because, it's going into video and different things of it. And it's the other thing with me, it's like, you look at other radio shows, or, even in this market alone, video to other radio stations is, this goofy kind of shtick where that's not me and it's not my personal brand. I'm a music guy. I respect the artists that come in. I love to talk to people and musicians in a genuine way just about their career and, their songs and their music and their, that kind of thing. Instead of going on and doing like a bit just for the sake of getting clicks and views, I'm not going to do some, stupid bit where with the artist and, the artist is just like, fake laughing and it's just, people can see through the bullshit, even if it looks kind of cool, I'm not going to do something just for the sake of clicks and for the sake of views, I'm going to do something that's genuine for myself.
Absolutely.
And so I feel good about it, but, also shows the artist in a positive light at the same time.
Wow. Amazing conversation with Mr. Jeremy White. If you like this content and want more content, subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on social media, The Nick and Jimmy Show on Facebook, Jimmy Tiampuras, Nick Caronicolas on Instagram, Facebook. Follow Jeremy White on social media.
On Air with Jeremy.
You got it. On Air with Jeremy. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. See you soon.
And if you like more stuff like this, make sure you like and subscribe below.